If you're thinking about buying a home here in Central Massachusetts and you have a list of questions that you are interested in getting answered, this video is for you. I'm going to answer 6 questions that I hear most often from buyers right now. No fluff, no runaround, just real, honest answers. So, I am Annie Oakman. I am a real estate agent with Media Realty here in Central Massachusetts. I work with buyers at every stage, from just starting to think about it all the way to the closing table. These are the questions that come up constantly, and I want you guys to have the right answers. So, first question, how much money do I actually need to buy a home? This is the question that I get more often than any other. And the good news is the answer is probably a little bit more flexible than you think. So most people assume that they need 20% down for your down payment. You do not. There are loan programs available, including FHA loans, which are the first-time homebuyer loans. And those programs you can put down as little as 3 to 3.5%. So on a $400,000 home here in Central Massachusetts, that is around $12,000 to $14,000. It's not nothing, but it is far less than most people think. So beyond the down payment, you are also going to want to budget for your closing costs. That can typically run between 2 to 5% of your loan amount, and it's always smart to keep a small cushion for your reserves after closing for any immediate needs in the new home and any possible emergencies that may come up. So the most important step, of course, is to talk to a lender, get pre-approved before you fall in love with a house. And once you know your real number, everything gets much clearer. So if you have any questions about lenders, I'm happy to send you all of my referred lenders, my partners, my recommendations for those. Just shoot me a message. All of my info is in the description. So question number 2, should I wait or should I buy now? So I get it. This question comes up a lot also. Rates are fluctuating. They're volatile. They're going up. They're going down. We see them at 5.99, then they're back up to 6.2. So I definitely understand this one. Rates are not where people hoped they would be. So you're probably wondering if something better is around the corner. And here is my honest take. Nobody can time the market perfectly. Not me, not the economists, not the financial news anchors. So what I can tell you is this. Here in Central Massachusetts, inventory is still limited, which means competition for homes remains real. If you wait for rates to drop significantly, you may find yourself competing with a wave of buyers who had the same idea. The more important question isn't, is the market perfect right now? It is, am I financially ready? Is my life ready? And can I commit to staying in a home for at least a few years? If the answer to those is yes, then waiting will usually cost you more than it will save you. But if the answer is no, then let's talk it through. Question number 3, what costs catch the buyers off guard? So knowing your costs ahead of time definitely saves you a lot of stress. The biggest surprise I see is closing costs. A lot of buyers are often so focused on their down payment that the closing costs sneak up on them. They're not prepared for it. They get their closing disclosure from their attorney and they're wondering what on earth these closing costs are. So closing costs is the biggest surprise for a lot of people. Second, I would say, is the home inspection fees. It's typically between $450 to $500, but that depends on like how much you're getting inspected. Are you doing a water test? Are you doing a radon test, a termite inspection? All of those things are going to add to it. So home inspection is something that you absolutely want to do. It is money well spent, but you got to plan for it up front. Another one that catches people off guard a little bit is moving costs. So you've got your down payment, you've got your closing costs, you've got all of that settled, you're closed, and now you're moving and you're wondering why the mover is charging so much. You were unprepared for it. So moving costs is another big expense that people are surprised by, because whether you hire movers or you rent a truck, that money adds up fast. The fourth one would be immediate home expenses after the closing. So a new lock set for your doors, painting, small repairs that the seller may not have addressed. Those items are going to add up as well. But if you're buying a condo or a home in an HOA community, you definitely want to understand fully your monthly HOA fees, your association fees, and what those cover as well, because those are going to affect your monthly budget. So I always tell my buyers to have the full financial picture before they make an offer, not after. So add everything up, get everything prepared. And if you're one of my clients, I always send you a buyer guide as well, and you can break that stuff down and prepare for it. I've also got a 6-month planner that I can send you if you're thinking about buying, and that 6-month planner will put down all of your expenses also, kind of lays everything out for you. So if you have any questions about that stuff, shoot me a message and I'll email that over to you. Okay, question number 4. What mistakes do buyers most often regret? So I have worked with a lot of buyers, and there's a few patterns that I see come up again and again. So the first one is skipping a pre-approval. Buyers that tour homes, they start going to open houses, and then they call me and they're like, I fall in love with this house. I love it so much. And then we find out that it's out of their budget. That is heartbreaking, and that is completely avoidable if we just speak with a lender first and get an idea of what your budget is. The second one is waiving the home inspection to win a competitive offer. I understand the pressure. I have been through those markets. I've seen it firsthand, but I always recommend a home inspection. An inspection is your protection. There are creative ways to stay competitive without waiving your home inspection. So I can walk you through all those things as well. Third mistake would be making a big financial move right before closing. So opening a new credit card, buying a car, switching jobs, any of these things can affect your loan approval at the last minute, and your finances need to stay steady from pre-approval all the way to the closing day. The last one is not trusting your gut. If something feels off about a home, even if everything looks good on paper, your instinct is worth paying attention to. And that goes both ways. I've had a client that they loved his home. They felt like it was the right one. We put an offer in, it was accepted. They walked away, and a few days later, they were regretting it. So we pulled out, we walked away from the deal. They got their deposit back, and we went toward like 10 to 15 other homes over the course of a couple of weeks. And that home that they had initially put their offer on was still on the market after all of those other homes we toured that they didn't love. And they went back. We went back for another viewing, and they were like, we made a mistake. This is the one. We love it. Like, get us this house, please. So we renegotiated with the seller. We got that house back for them, and we actually got it for a lower price. We had them help with some seller concessions and whatnot. So it ended up being a better deal, but still, like, their gut was telling them that it was the house the first time around. So stick with your gut, have that home inspection, negotiate as needed, but your gut is telling you something. So follow it, whether it's telling you to back out or whether it's telling you to move forward. I also think that a lot of people feel bad for their real estate agent when they back out of a deal. Do not feel bad for your real estate agent. Our job is to find you the house that you love that's going to work for you. So if you are not feeling right about something, talk to your real estate agent about it. And if they are pressuring you to stay in that deal, talk to someone else about it. Talk to a family member, because if you're not feeling right about something, you want someone who's going to advise you to do what feels right. So don't stay in a house or don't follow through with a deal just because something doesn't feel right or because you feel bad for someone. Okay. Question number 5, how does the home buying process actually work? So this is a great question. It is simpler than a lot of people may think or than may seem from the outside. So the basic flow is you're going to get your pre-approval with a lender. That will tell you how much you can borrow. You want to talk to them about your monthly payments and your monthly costs. Make sure you're comfortable with it. And that pre-approval shows sellers that you are serious. You work with your real estate agent to find homes. They're going to help you search for homes. They're going to help you tour properties, and they're going to help you identify the right fit for you. When you find the right home, your real estate agent will help you make an offer. They're going to write it up. They're going to negotiate for you. Once your offer is accepted, you enter your due diligence period. So you're going to be doing a home inspection. You're going to be finalizing your finances, reviewing any disclosures from the seller. And this typically will take a couple of weeks. Then the closing day will come. You're going to sign your paperwork. The funds from your lender are transferred to the seller. Once it goes on record with the town, you will get your keys. So that's something that comes up often a lot too. People think they're going to get their keys at the closing table. When I was a real estate agent in New York City, yes, you got the keys at the closing table. Here in Massachusetts, that is not the case. It has to go on record with the town, and then you will get the keys. So once it is all legal, it's recorded with the city and the state, you get your keys. So from the accepted offer date to the closing date, it typically takes between 30 to 45 days in most cases here in central Massachusetts. But of course, it can vary based on your particular circumstance. Sometimes if you want to have a competitive offer, your lender can close sooner, but 30 to 45 days is typical. The key is really having the right people around you, a lender that you trust, an agent who keeps you informed every step of the way. Question number 6, how do I choose the right real estate agent? So I will be transparent. Obviously, I want you to choose me. I would love to work with you, but let me give you the honest criteria here, regardless of who you go with. So you want to find someone who knows your local market. Central Massachusetts has its own rhythms. What is happening in Worcester is not the same as what's happening in Northborough or Spencer. You want someone who is familiar with the area that you are most interested in, but also familiar with other towns, because if you give them criteria and they think, okay, maybe this might work for them, you want someone who's going to be flexible and work with what you're looking for and know what you're looking for. Second, choose someone who is a strong communicator. Buying a home moves quickly. You need an agent who is going to respond promptly, who will keep you informed, and who will explain things clearly without making you feel rushed or confused. Third, and this is the most important one, find someone who will advocate for you, not just close a deal. So the right agent is going to tell you honestly when a home is not the right fit, if they think that there are red flags, when an offer is too risky, or when to walk away. So that is the person that you want in your corner. You can certainly ask to speak with past clients. You can look at their reviews. You can talk and have a conversation, a consultation. I like to do a consultation before I make anybody or ask anybody to sign anything, just as a get to know you. So sometimes the right person, I may not feel that somebody's the right fit also. So it can go both ways. So we have a consultation, we sit down, we make sure that we're the right fit for each other. Buying a home is one of the biggest decisions that you are going to make, and you deserve an agent who's going to take you and your home buying process seriously. So I hope this gives you a little bit of clarity. It's okay to have questions. Having them means that you are thinking this all through. And the best buyers that I've worked with are the ones that have always asked questions, and they've jumped with confidence later, but they ask questions first. So what is the one question that you still have about buying a home? Put it in the comments and I will respond to them, or maybe I'll even make a video about it. But if you have any questions about home buying, or if you're ready to take the next steps, you want to talk through a specific situation, reach out to me directly. All of my info is in the description below. And again, I'm Annie Oakman with Media Realty, and I look forward to working with you. Have a great day.